pleasure to introduce Tim Halverson to present the annual award of his name. This award is presented annually by the Burlington Business Association to the person who best showcases the dedication and commitment to the service of Tim Halverson in maintaining and improving the economic vitality of downtown Burlington. Can I have a little more volume? Or push me?
Everybody's so afraid of me.
Well, when Tim talks, everybody listens.
To recognize and honor a good friend of mine, a man that I've known for over 30 years, served me quite a bit of coffee and a couple of red wines over the years. Bob Conlon, if you read the paper, I don't need to go into the bio, but moved to Vermont in 1968. I was 8, Bob, to go to St. Michael's College. Met his wife Betsy, who was matriculating at Trinity. We used to call them the Frigid 500 back in the day. Hey, that's what they called it, okay? After a short stint after college in advertising and sales, Bob came back and got into the restaurant business. As Anchor was arguably the busiest quarter in the state of Vermont. When you walk by and Bob's handing out menus or telling a dirty joke or whatever, it just feels like everybody's in the right place. He's, when you talk to him now, he's proudest of being able to work with his daughter Nora and his new grandbaby Paige. Nora, I'm going to screw this up, but with panache of Paris and the value of Vermont, right here in the middle of this room, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Conlon, 2013.
Thank you all very much. In my line of work, I'm never called to address a group like this. I'm not really good at making speeches. I asked Tim a couple days ago, what should I do? And he recommended that I be really quick and leave you wanting more. And I promise to do just that. I'm going to be really quick and leave you wanting more. I hope it doesn't remind my wife Betsy too much of our wedding night. I got married really young. I'm humbled by this award, and I believe that there are many other business people in town who probably deserve it more. But what the hell, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. My wife Betsy is my biggest fan. It's about time that she could have her friends think she's married to somebody. Not just a guy who cleans tables and still works in a restaurant. Poor Betsy. I've read a lot of self-help books, and I remember Stephen Covey said, write your own obituary. Well, the only phrase that ever came to mind for me was survived by Betsy, his long-suffering wife. I've been fortunate. I've got a great family. My wife Betsy, my daughter Nora, her husband Evan Pemberton, and now my beautiful granddaughter Paige. Life is great. I've worked at Linux now for over 30 years, which is very unusual to be at the same job for that long. And people I went to school with often ask me who I'm working for now. And I say, as Jimmy Durante used to say, the same outfit, the wife and kids. But all of you in this room know that we work for more than just our families. We work for our neighbors, and for all the people who depend on the success of our businesses to provide them with a living. I'm standing here accepting this award thanks to the hard work and talent of all the people I work with. I'd be nowhere without the talent, energy, and creativity of my staff and my partners. Chef Donnell Collins, and business guru Robert Fuller. I know that sometimes my work style can drive them crazy, but they've provided that steady base that lets me just have all the fun.
No.
I've had the opportunity to see the American dream come to life in the lowly service industry. We have African refugees working at the bistro. We've watched Noor Bull go from inarticulate refugee to college-educated husband and father. What a country. Sitting out here tonight is one of my favorite people. I don't want to embarrass him, but John Suru is over there, who started at Lunix cleaning lettuce probably 12 years ago. He's now the popular, multi-degreed waiter and bartender. The world is his oyster. And a chance to see how immigrants in this city latch onto opportunity and work is an inspiration to me. Being in Burlington, the biggest city in our small state, keeps us real. Standing outside the door at Lunix, we see it all. In 1 minute, we're talking to the guy with the shopping cart full of bottles on the street. And the next minute, Senator Patrick Leahy is at the door. I try to be as nice to one as to the other. I want to ask my wife Betsy to stop starting the applause, okay? It's embarrassing me. Now, you all know that at Lunix we do a lot of work for the Breast Cancer Center at Fletcher Avenue. But it's not just Lunix who raises money. All the retailers in downtown Burlington, they dress our breast cancer patient models in finery. Marjorie Minot and her crew at Stevens & Burns works for free to do hair and makeup. The crew at Lunix volunteers their time for our fashion show. And sure, we raise some money, but we are more in the business of raising spirits. We all started trying out to help people with cancer. And guess what? The volunteers and staff end up feeling so good about the evening that we're no longer sure of who was helped more, the patients or the crew. The good news now is that I'm almost finished with this speech. I'm not. And we'll all be heading to our favorite watering hole soon, but there's a couple of things I'd like to ask you all to do. First, in Burlington, there are so many generous people who never get recognition. And we all have a great friend and a generous person in this room that deserves a round of applause. She's been through a lot of health problems in the past year, but has smiled and joked through it all. Of course, I'm speaking about Barbara Barton of Splash and Proposal. That's how we get Barbara. I guess everybody loves you, Barb. Just don't ever forget that. And second, I want to ask you to spend a second or two remembering someone who used to be here and who's gone now. This man was a great inspiration to me. I'm talking about Tom Racine, who used to own Bertha Church. Tom was a public-spirited, hard-nosed businessman, but he was my example of how to behave. While Tom always got the job done, he never took himself too seriously. Tom laughed, made others laugh, and he busted my balls. Humor is an important arrow in all of our quivers, and Tom was like Robin Hood in the way he could direct a joke. In 20 years, some of us will be gone too, but the city will be better for our having been here. Burlington has great businesses and great business people, so let's continue to prove that free enterprise works. Again, thank you for this honor. Now, let's all go out and have a drink.